Hello and welcome to my new AFK strength guide at Blast Furnace with 0 hit points for Old School Runescape and mobile. This is my maxed 10 HP pure. Do you want to use the Blast Furnace for strength experience but not gain any hit points in AFK on mobile? Let me know in the comments if that's what you want to do and what kind of accounts and PK builds that you are building. Thanks a lot. Firstly, you will need to get 30 strength to start at the Blast Furnace. This can be done in many different ways. One way is to clean finds in Varrock Museum. First of all, you'll need to complete the dig site quest. The requirements here are 10 agility, 10 herb lore and 25 thieving. If you go into the wiki page, this will help you with the dig site quest. Once you have completed the dig site quest, you can find finds in the Varrock Museum. Cleaning these finds, you can get, as it says here, 3 to 5 antique lamps. Each lamp is 500k XP. 500 XP each. This is a very slow method, but you will not gain any hit points experience. Another option is to complete quests that give strength experience. But just be careful and check the wiki, as sometimes these quests can give more than just strength experience and experience in other areas, so always check your quest guides and their rewards in the wiki page. There are also quests that will give you experience lamps, and you can use these on any skill, such as strength, so these might also be helpful as well. So also you have your random events that can give you lamps, so make sure you can use them when you're strength. So you have the lamp from the genie, and you also have the surprise exam random event as well for the book of knowledge. Once you have slowly got up to 15 strength and 15 agility, you can then start Barbarian fishing for a decent AFK method to get up to either 25 or 30 strength. By speaking to Otto in the shack, you will learn this skill, and under the bed there will be the rod that you can use. If you get bored of the AFK Barbarian fishing and that isn't for you, you can always come to pest control once you have 25 strength. The method here is to make sure that all your options are hidden. Okay, never mind about pest control, that's going to be too difficult to do. So once you've done your fishing to 30 strength, you can then buy a Camelot teleport tab and come here to Camelot. Once you're at Camelot, you can then run up to start the quest to get into the Blast Furnace, or unless you want to use any other teleports that you know of or that you can find on wiki. Okay, so grab some energy potions as well and we'll go for a little run. Okay, so once you're at the dungeon door, you want to run straight into the tunnel and straight through the next tunnel and down here to the dwarves. Okay, so you want to speak to the dwarven boatman and get your free boat ride and epic cutscene, one of my favourite cutscenes, into Keldagrim, and that will start the quest. If you look at a Wikipedia guide or a YouTube guide, you can then do the rest of the quest if you want to, but you only have to start the quest. You don't actually have to complete the quest to get to the blast furnace. This quest that I am talking about is the giant dwarf quest. The requirements are down here, but like you say, you don't actually have to complete this quest. So once you have started the quest and got into Keldagrim, you can then run over here to the blast furnace and start your AFK strength training. So once you have gone down the stairs here and unlocked it for the first time, you can then use these minigame teleports here. As you can see, the blast furnace there, and then you just off screen there, slightly off screen, you can click on the teleport and that will teleport you directly here every single time. This is one of the best and quickest teleports to get here. However, it does have like a 20-minute cooldown, so make sure you AFK here for over 20 minutes or log out or whatever you want to do. Okay, so once you're in here, this is a blast furnace world, so obviously the dwarves are doing all the work for you, but what you will also think about considering when you're here to help out you and your team is to potentially get 30 crafting, and these bits here, or this piping here and the piping here, can break. So if you have a hammer in your inventory, you can then click on these and fix these for crafting experience. Something extra to this is potentially, once you are pumping later down the line, you will also find that people will crash your world, and they use this. They do that by fixing the drive belt over here, so they will hide over here, and it seems like there's a few different reasons, but one reason is that some people will deliberately fix the drive belt so therefore it breaks. So therefore when you're pumping, it therefore breaks the pipes, and they can use their hammer on these. So if they are Ultimate Ironman, I think it's like 50 experience every time they fix this. So this can be a really easy way for quite a bit of crafting experience. So sometimes that might happen, but I can go into a little bit more detail later on. So this is the coker here. So this will be done obviously manually, this won't be done by a dwarf, so you will need 30 fire making. Highly recommend doing that, because without the coking you will not get any experience from pumping. So I highly recommend that. Maybe even bring a couple of spades, so as you can see, you just click on collect the coke with the spade and then into the refuel here. So once this is sort of a grey colour, this grid here, then that will be that it needs coke, and you will not be getting any experience if you've realised, if you're AFK. So you want it this colour, and that will be maximum, and it'll probably get to the point where you can't put any more coke in. There is obviously also opportunity to pay other cokers if that is something that you want to do. Obviously that's sort of a deliberation for you if you want to do that. A lot of other people just sort of like sponge off other people coking. So that is one option, and then another thing to consider is potentially getting 30 agility, which is our guy Stumpy here that is doing. So occasionally this does need doing, so you just click on here and it will need 30 agility, and it does drain your energy. So if you're out of energy, then you will get kicked off the bike. But it's relatively rare that this is needed, but sometimes it is needed, so it might be worth getting that 15 agility from your Barbarian fishing up to 30 just to help out the whole team. Just to backtrack a little bit, you can also get to Keldgrim from the Grand Exchange, which is here, and you can use the trapdoor here. So if you just right click and travel, and that will get you to the carts, which is just south of the doors into the top of the blast furnace, and that will also bring you back to the Grand Exchange as well, which can be handy for people that aren't Ironman, that will use the GE a little bit more often. Okay, so you can pay people to cope for you, but it's sort of a bit of a con really, because they will crash your worlds also to make money from coking on other worlds. It can get quite toxic and childish really, and that is why I recommend hosting the world yourself if you can't find another good world like World 320, as 320 can get crashed, so other good worlds to check are the PvP and bounty hunting worlds, because they require like sort of like levels and quests and different things to actually get into the world, which can prevent some of the like really low level botters. There is one CC that I found called Pump Palace, and there's a few other CCs that I know about, and potentially like sometimes people will come into the world and give you like a free hop into those worlds and try and get into the CCs. You can add like the coca normally. So yeah, it can be quite fun in the PvP worlds, just so you can kill the crashers and get rid of them. So that's can be quite entertaining. A lot of the clan chats, however, are locked because of competition from the other clans. So for a really long time, I didn't really understand why people would crash, and I just thought they were like trolling. However, with a bit more experience, I think the main reason for crashing now is the clans fighting for clients, mainly from World 320, because it's so popular, and so people get sick of the crashes and like sort of less XP. Rather than getting 12k, they're getting sort of like 8 or 10. So they move the worlds and invite them into their world, so then you'll tip the coca, and so you can AFK it. This leads to a lot of clans paying other low level accounts or Ultimate Ironmen because of the like crafting experience for the Ultimate Ironmen, to crash rival clan worlds so they can get tipped more money. Some cokers even act a lot like bots, possibly similar to the new World 330 host bots that are lighting the burners, although I haven't really got any sort of concrete evidence yet as to whether that's actually happening or not. That's just sort of my opinion. Okay, so I do have my old guide for this, but a few people were struggling to get the 30 strength to get into the blast furnace, So this is sort of why I've redone it, but there's quite a bit of good stuff from my last old video that I feel. So we'll just head straight into that if you don't mind. But likewise, if you've already seen that video, then you can stop it here and watch something else by all means.
You can see we're pumping away at the blast furnace. It gives around 12k experience per hour. You'll need 30 agility, 30 fire making and 30 crafting to run all the different breakages. So here we have where we craft, and over here we have the fire making. You use the spade in the coke, and then over here we have the pedal bicycle, which requires the 30 agility, which I don't quite yet have on this account. So it can be quite difficult to actually click the operate pump, but it came up for us quite easily there. As you can see, I'm not actually wearing anything. That is just because occasionally sometimes you get people that will come into the world and stop you from earning XP. So when any of these things break, you will then stop earning strength experience. So that is why I've got nothing on. So then you can flip to world 324. I haven't actually found a clan yet, but quite often people say in the chat to either join a current CC that's where someone's online, or just to go to 324 or trade someone, you know, particularly sort of on pest control, something, you know, they sort of do well, high level pest control, they do something similar. They just trade you the coins of like 324 coins, and that will be the world. Because as you can see, if I can't use that, so I just grab another spade and use that. There are a lot of people doing the same thing. What you find is quite a lot of them are bots. So this is what I mean about there you go, it's appeared there. Yeah, sometimes it's not always easy to click. So yeah, what you see is if you actually go into the chat, you see people, yeah, a V and dots and different things like that. So yeah, that is the people on auto clickers, and to be warned, that is against the game rules. It is not the in-game auto clicker. It is a third-party client, so therefore that is bannable. And moderators do quite commonly come in. I've been doing this for a few days, and I've seen 1 or 2 moderators come through, and they sort of like realise these people are there, and they will kick and ban them accordingly. So there you go. I think that is it for this guide. I don't think there is anything else to say really. I mean, obviously it's very easy on to just AFK when you're on mobile doing something else. I've been doing it over Christmas just to you know, when I'm spending time with other people or family, or you know, doing other things, working or whatever. So there you have it. There is the guide. Yeah, very handy. Obviously you get a lot of like sort of 10 HP people here. I'm just doing it as a bit of a free to play PK account, just do it occasionally. Obviously still quite high HP, but it just allows me just a little bit of strength experience without hit points experience, which should hopefully be good for us when we are PKing. So there you go. Any questions? Just leave in the comment box, and please like and subscribe for some more videos. Going to try and get some videos out quite soon. And yeah, any questions that you have, you know, help or whatever, just comment in there as well. So there you go. Thanks for listening.